Have you ever found yourself wide awake between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., staring at the ceiling while the rest of the world sleeps? Maybe you turn on your side, then the other. Maybe you reach for the clock and sigh. Again? Another restless night? If you're a woman over 60, this early morning interruption isn't just a random annoyance, it's a pattern. And it's not just about age, or hormones, or bad luck. It's your body and quite possibly your heart trying to tell you something. Most people shrug it off. It's just what happens when you get older. But that's not entirely true. Waking up in the early hours, especially around the same time night after night, can actually be your body's way of sending a quiet signal. A signal about your hydration, your emotional balance, even your deeper health needs. And yet, here's what most people do. They fight it. They stare harder at the darkness. They panic about not getting enough sleep. And in doing so, they make the situation worse, adding stress to an already tired body. But what if you could shift the way you see these wake-ups? What if these moments weren't setbacks, but invitations? Invitations to check in, to nourish yourself gently, and to find a better rhythm with your body. In this video, we're going to explore 5 peaceful, science-backed practices that can help you gently return to rest, feel more grounded, and understand what your body may really need in these quiet hours. These steps are not about forcing sleep. They're about honoring the deeper reasons behind your wakefulness and using that insight to restore calm, clarity, and balance. So if you've been feeling tired, emotionally scattered, or frustrated with your sleep, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not powerless. You don't need pills or drastic changes, just small, thoughtful shifts, and we'll walk through them together. Let's begin. Habit 1. Don't force sleep. Gently guide yourself instead. It usually starts the same way. You roll over in bed, eyes still heavy, but your mind has already slipped through the cracks of sleep. You glance at the clock, 3:17 a.m. You sigh. You've been here before. The room is quiet, the world is asleep, but your body has other plans. Maybe your heart is beating a little faster. Maybe your thoughts are already chasing shadows. If I fall asleep now, I'll get 3 more hours. Okay, now 2.5. That quiet mental math you do when sleep slips out of reach isn't just frustrating. It can create a spiral of stress that makes it nearly impossible to drift off again. And the more you try to force it, the harder it becomes. This is one of the most common mistakes women over 60 make when it comes to nighttime wake-ups. Believing that sleep is something we must fight for, force, or win back through sheer willpower. But the truth is, you can't push your way into rest. You can only guide yourself toward it gently, like coaxing a bird to land on your palm. When you wake between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., your nervous system is already alert. Your body may be slightly warm, your breathing shallow, your mind already halfway down a list of worries. In this state, resistance only creates more tension. You're not calming yourself. You're launching your body into defense mode. That means stress hormones like cortisol are flooding in, keeping you even more awake. So the first shift is this. Stop lying flat, frozen, and helpless. Sit up slowly. You're not jolting yourself out of bed. You're just letting your body know we're not stuck. We're okay. Adjust your pillows. Change your position. Let your body feel a moment of choice. Then begin to breathe. Not just casually, but deeply and intentionally. Inhale through your nose for 4 counts. Hold gently. Exhale slowly for 6. This pattern isn't random. It activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the one responsible for rest and digestion. It tells your heart, your brain, and your breath, you're safe now. Once you've softened the panic, get curious. Ask yourself without judgment, is there something physically uncomfortable? Sometimes it's the simplest thing, a lumpy pillow, a twisted blanket, a temperature that's just a little too warm. Maybe you're dehydrated. Maybe your back needs to stretch. Small physical disruptions often masquerade as sleep problems, but they're easy to fix if we slow down and listen. Don't underestimate the power of micro-comforts. Fix the pillow. Adjust the blanket. Sip some room temperature water. Rewrap yourself in something softer. Each small act brings your body closer to stillness. And if your thoughts are the real culprit, the endless mental chatter about things said, left unsaid, to-do lists, regrets, this is where gentleness matters most. Trying to clear your mind will backfire. It's like telling a crying child to just stop. Instead, give your brain a calm, repetitive rhythm to follow. Focus on your breath, or count backward from 100. Let your thoughts rise like waves and watch them pass. You're not trying to silence your mind. You're just helping it lose interest in the noise. Remember this, waking up at 3 a.m. isn't a failure. It's a message. Your body isn't broken. It's alert, maybe overstimulated, maybe asking for comfort, attention, or care. When you stop fighting it and start responding with patience and compassion, something shifts. That restlessness, it becomes a chance to reconnect with your body, to practice presence, and to ease your way back into rest without stress. And even if you don't fall back asleep right away, you'll be at peace. That alone is healing. So next time you wake up in the still hours before dawn, don't panic. Don't fight. Sit up. Breathe. Reposition. Reclaim a little comfort. And most importantly, remind yourself that rest is not something to win. It's something to welcome. And your body even now knows exactly how to find its way home. Habit 2. Hydrate smartly. Because your body is whispering, not yelling. It's easy to forget how much our bodies depend on water until 3:47 a.m. when you wake up and something just feels off. Your mouth is dry like cotton. Your legs feel twitchy, unsettled. You might feel strangely warm, even though the room is cool. You toss, turn, adjust your blanket, flip your pillow, but nothing changes. What you're experiencing is a quiet alarm bell, your body's subtle way of saying it's running low on fuel. And that fuel, more often than not, is water. Hydration at night works differently than during the day. As we sleep, our body is repairing, regulating, detoxifying. All of this requires fluid. But unlike hunger or thirst in the daylight hours, nighttime dehydration doesn't scream. It whispers. It shows up as discomfort, restlessness, and yes, those frustrating early wake-ups that make you feel like your body's betraying you. The key is to understand what your body is asking for and respond with care, not urgency. But here's where many go wrong. The moment they wake, they reach for a glass of ice-cold water, thinking it will help. While it's true that your body may need hydration, cold water can shock the system, especially when you're still halfway between sleep and wakefulness. That icy sip triggers alertness, not calm. Your body tenses, your nervous system perks up, and suddenly, instead of sliding back into sleep, you're fully awake, heart racing, eyes wide. So what's the better way? Room temperature water, or even warm water. Keep a small bottle or glass on your nightstand so you don't need to turn on bright lights or walk around. Take small, gentle sips. Let the water settle into your system like a soft blanket. Your body will recognize it as safe, familiar, soothing. Not only does this kind of hydration help ease muscle tension, but it also soothes your nervous system, especially if you add just a pinch of high-quality Himalayan or Celtic sea salt. Now don't get scared. This isn't about salt overload. We're talking just a few grains. Why? Because when you sleep, your body doesn't just lose water, it loses electrolytes. Those tiny minerals like sodium, magnesium, and potassium are essential to maintaining muscle function, nerve communication, and cellular balance. When they run low, your legs twitch, your heart races, you feel foggy instead of rested. A tiny bit of natural salt helps replenish those stores in a gentle, bioavailable way. You don't need a sports drink or expensive supplement, just a thoughtful sip. If the idea of salt doesn't sit well with you, try a splash of fresh lemon juice instead. Lemon is naturally rich in potassium, easy on digestion, and even supports gentle detox during sleep. Plus, that subtle citrus scent and taste can feel like a soft morning breeze, clean, refreshing, and grounding. The beauty of this practice is its simplicity. You're not overhauling your night, you're just tuning in. You're listening to your body's cues before they escalate. And in doing so, you're creating a moment of connection, a small but powerful act of nighttime self-care. So the next time you wake up at 4 a.m. with dry lips, restless legs, or a mind that won't quiet down, don't ignore it. And don't just reach for cold water out of habit. Take a breath, sit up slowly, sip slowly, add a pinch of salt or a dash of lemon. Let your body receive it, not just as hydration, but as comfort. Because at this stage in life, it's not about doing more, it's about doing better. And better sleep often begins with better hydration, delivered with intention, care, and presence. Habit 3. Check your emotions, because your heart might be what's waking you. It's 4:12 a.m. and you're wide awake again, not because of noise or thirst or even discomfort, but because of something harder to name. You're just restless. Your body feels heavy, like it's carrying a weight that isn't physical. You lie still in the dark, staring into nothing, but inside your chest there's a low, quiet ache. Maybe it's sadness. Maybe it's worry. Maybe it's grief that's never fully gone. You don't even have to be thinking about anything specific. Your body already knows. It's been holding this all day while you stayed busy, smiled politely, did the laundry, took care of everything. And now in the stillness, it finally has space to whisper what it couldn't say out loud. Many women over 60 experience this without realizing it, a specific kind of early morning wakefulness that isn't about sleep. It's about unprocessed emotion. We've been trained to power through, to keep going, to take care of others and keep our own feelings in check. But the body doesn't forget. And in traditional Eastern medicine, this time between 3 and 5 a.m. is believed to be when the lungs, associated with grief and emotional processing, are most active. Whether or not you believe in that system, it's hard to deny the timing. These wake-ups often come not from a noisy environment, but from a noisy heart. The worst thing you can do is ignore it. The second worst thing, try to overanalyze it. The key isn't to solve your feelings, it's to acknowledge them. Sit up gently, breathe, and ask yourself without pressure, what am I holding right now? Is there something unresolved? Something unspoken? It could be an old memory that resurfaced, a recent argument still hanging in the air, or a deep, lonely feeling you've been too busy or too afraid to face. You don't need to figure it out completely. Just name it. Let it breathe. And if it feels too heavy to carry in your chest, let it move to your hands. Keep a small notepad by your bed. Write whatever comes. Don't try to write a poem or an answer. Just release it. I miss my mother. I'm still mad at my sister. I feel invisible lately. Whatever it is, give it shape. Because unspoken emotion has a way of echoing through the body until we give it language. This isn't therapy. It's self-honesty. It's a moment of courage between you and the truth. There's also something beautiful about not trying to fix it right away. You're not broken. You're human. And your feelings, even the hard ones, are just signals asking to be felt. And when you feel them, instead of stuffing them down or letting them spiral, they tend to soften. And when they soften, so does your body, so does your breath, and often so does your path back to sleep. You don't have to wake up crying for this to be real. Sometimes it's just that subtle tension in your chest, that sigh that doesn't quite release, that sense of unease that doesn't come from caffeine or temperature or lighting, but from the stories and stress you carry deep within. Let yourself honor that. Not every night will be like this, but when it is, try something different. Don't numb it. Don't fear it. Just meet it. Because sometimes the thing keeping us awake isn't insomnia. It's a heart that's been waiting too long to be heard. Habit 4. Move gently. Because stillness isn't always peace. It's 4:27 a.m. and you've been lying there, stuck in the same position for what feels like forever. You've fluffed the pillow, adjusted the blanket, closed your eyes, counted backwards from 100, maybe even prayed a little, but your body just won't let go. Your legs are restless. Your shoulders ache. Your back feels stiff, like it's holding on to every hour you've spent sitting, bending, carrying stress. The silence in the room is loud, but your muscles are louder, begging for release, for attention, for care. This is something most people overlook. We think if we lie still long enough, sleep will return. But the truth is, sometimes your body needs to move before it can rest again. That doesn't mean you need to get up and do jumping jacks. It means giving your muscles a chance to breathe, to release the quiet tension they've been holding since yesterday. Especially in a body that's seen decades of use, strength, caregiving, and resilience. Start small. You don't need to leap out of bed. Just sit up slowly, spine straight but not rigid. Let your legs dangle over the edge. Roll your neck gently from side to side. Shrug your shoulders up toward your ears as you inhale, then let them fall as you exhale. Let your breath guide your body, like a wave softening the shore. Feel your back stretch. Feel your ribs expand. These aren't exercises. They're acts of kindness. Small reminders to your nervous system that it's safe now. It can calm down. If your legs feel twitchy or charged, try a gentle seated forward fold. Just lean forward from your hips, let your hands hang, and breathe into the stretch. No force, no goals, just gravity doing what it does best. Grounding you, reminding your muscles that it's okay to let go. And if your feet or hands are cold, a common reason sleep evades us. Rub them together. Wrap them in warmth. Even that simple act of creating heat signals to your body that rest is safe, that you're cared for. Science backs this up. Research shows that gentle movement resets the nervous system and helps regulate cortisol, the stress hormone that keeps us wired and alert. Movement can also help redistribute circulation after lying in one position too long. When your blood flows better, your mind relaxes, your breath deepens, and sleep becomes accessible again. Think of it this way. Your body isn't your enemy. It's not betraying you. It's communicating with you. It's saying, I need a moment. I need help letting go. And by giving it that moment, just 2 or 3 minutes of quiet stretching, warmth, or breath, you're not delaying sleep. You're inviting it back in. So next time your body feels like it's buzzing in the dark, don't punish it with forced stillness. Move gently, shift softly. Treat it like a friend who just needs a little attention to settle down. Sleep isn't always found in silence. It's often found in the rhythm of small, mindful motion. Habit 5. Calm your brain with sound, because silence isn't always soothing. It's almost 5 a.m. now. The house is quiet, but your mind is not. The room is still, but inside your head, there's a storm of thoughts swirling, refusing to slow down. What started as a simple wake-up has turned into a spiral. Thoughts about tomorrow's to-do list, an old conversation you wish went differently, a worry you can't quite name but can definitely feel. You've tried everything, laying still, deep breathing, changing positions. But your brain is wide awake, almost defiant, and every second that ticks by seems to echo louder inside your head. That silence you once craved is now the thing amplifying your stress. This is where sound, surprisingly, becomes your ally. Not noise, not stimulation, but sound as a blanket, as a signal to your mind that it's okay to let go. Because when your thoughts are racing, asking them to just stop is like asking a speeding car to hit reverse. It doesn't work. You need a gentle detour, a redirection that leads your brain away from worry and back toward rest. And the best part is, you don't need music, a podcast, or anything fancy. You just need soft, predictable, rhythmic sound. That's why many people turn to pink noise. Think rain tapping softly on a window, ocean waves rolling in and out, wind rustling through trees. Unlike white noise, which can feel too sharp or artificial, pink noise mimics the sounds of nature. It wraps around your mind instead of clashing with it. Studies show that pink noise can not only help you fall back asleep, it may also improve memory and cognitive clarity the next day. It works by syncing with your brain waves, gently coaxing them into a slower rhythm, the kind that leads to deeper, more restorative sleep. But sound doesn't always have to be external. Sometimes guided meditations or sleep stories can offer the same effect. Not because of what they say, but how they say it. A calm voice, slowly directing your focus away from stress and into your breath, your body, the present moment. It's like having someone talk you down from the edge, softly and patiently, not demanding stillness, but inviting it. And if those don't work for you, even something as simple as whispering affirmations or repeating a soothing phrase in your own head can create rhythm. I am safe. I am okay. This moment will pass. When your brain is stuck in loops, giving it a mantra becomes a rope you can use to climb out. The key isn't to fight the noise in your head, it's to gently offer it something steadier to hold on to. So instead of fearing those early morning wake-ups, prepare for them. Have a small speaker nearby or a playlist of nature sounds ready. Know which voice or meditation works for you and keep it downloaded to avoid screens. Don't reach for your phone to scroll. That only throws gasoline on the fire. Instead, choose sound as medicine. Soft, familiar, kind. Because sometimes your mind doesn't need silence to rest. It just needs a gentler voice than the one it's been arguing with all night. Conclusion. Your nighttime wake-ups are not the end. They're a message. By now, you've probably realized something important. Those 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. wake-ups you've been wrestling with aren't just random or meaningless. They're signals. They're your body and mind trying to speak to you, whispering truths in the quiet hours that we often ignore during the noise of the day. Maybe it's a glass of water your system is begging for. Maybe it's your breath that needs slowing, your muscles that need gentle movement, your heart that needs to release old emotions, or your brain that needs a softer sound to follow instead of its own runaway thoughts. Whatever it is, the wake-up call isn't punishment. It's an opportunity, a quiet moment to turn inward, to care for yourself in ways you didn't know you needed. And the beauty is, you don't need expensive solutions or major lifestyle changes. Just small, gentle shifts, a breath, a stretch, a warm sip, a moment of stillness with sound. These are tools anyone can use, especially you. So the next time you find yourself wide awake while the world sleeps, don't panic, don't spiral. Instead, remember what you've learned here today. You're not broken, you're not alone. You're simply being invited back into balance, and now you know how to answer that call. Sleep isn't something to force, it's something to return to with kindness. One breath, one habit, one peaceful moment at a time.